Today, we're going to react to Rosé from the group Blackpink, perform the piece The Only Exception by the group Paramore, which talks about a person who had disappointments in their interpersonal relationships, seems to be with some family member, and talks about the difficulties regarding this its alignment. This video is from 3 years ago, and Rosé is older now. She's, I think, 28 years old. So, from 25 to 28 years old, there aren't many changes in terms of timbre and other physiological characteristics of the voice. But we can see if she has any changes in the vocal technique that she delivers compared to what she does nowadays. Let's see then how Rosé delivers this to us.
When I was younger, I saw my daddy cry and curse at the wind.
So her voice, with the resonance placement in the vocal, the mouth region, nose, or forehead, we as singers can emphasize one of these regions. In her case, she directs into the mouth, but she has a technique that's characteristic of IG singers, especially Baby Monster, but she specifically, which is this nasopharyngeal placement. So, she makes a voice as if there was a ball inside her mouth. So, she opens the soft palate, lowers the tongue base, and she kind of chills her voice. It's a voice that gets placed between the nose and the mouth. So she has this very characteristic timbre that comes a lot from the blues and jazz school, which is an emphasis IG has been giving especially to the Baby Monster girls. And in Rosé's case, it's very noticeable in her, but not so much in the other Blackpink girls.
He broke his own heart and I watched as he tried to reassemble it. My mama swore that she would never let herself forget. That was the day that I promised that I'd never sing of love if it does not exist. But darling, you are.
There was a part where she did. She goes into falsetto and returns with complete uniformity, without noticeable breaks, because naturally falsetto has a break to enter that register or to return. But she did it very delicately, and it was very beautiful. It's a mid to low range of this song. She has a sweet timbre, also has some harmonics, a certain shine, a certain metallic quality. The harmonics are like extremely high-pitched note sounds, extremely high frequencies that surround her voice when she sings. So both the metallic quality, but mainly that shine, it's like you hear little stars twinkling. So she has a lot of that. And here, she's with a very sweet voice, performing a range that's mid to low and performing very well. This is very beautiful here.
Promise that I never sing of love if it does not exist. But darling, you are the only exception. You are the only exception. You are the only exception.
She hit a note, you are. On this lower note, she even lost a bit of the pitch, because it's really a note at the very bottom of her entire vocal range. She allowed herself to do this, just pushing the air, without fully sounding the note. but she did very well. Her voice has been reminding me a lot of three girls specifically from the group Baby Monster: Chiquita, Asa, and also Parita, but mainly Asa and Chiquita. They have a very similar vocal approach, especially regarding timbre.
You are the only exception. Maybe I know somewhere deep in my soul, but love never lasts. We've gotta find other ways to make it alone, or keep a straight face.
This is one of the most striking things and something I really enjoy about Rosé. She is herself when singing on stage, in any performance she's doing. She smiles, she jumps, she dances in a very spontaneous way, and she shows her true self. So she sings in a range that's comfortable melodically for her. So she has this freedom to let loose a bit from technical concerns, to simply sing, to be herself. This goes for her solos, her covers, but also in her own compositions she's chosen this comfortable range, where she shines technically, showing everything she's got, but her timbre also stands out and she simply shows who she is in a very pleasant way. Her voice here also demonstrates the whisper voice technique, where she adds some briefness, some short vibratos at phrase endings. I've noticed that she doesn't usually use much vibrato.
We've gotta find other ways to make it alone, or keep a straight face. And I've always lived like this, keeping it comfortable.
So she made this transition from falsetto back to chest voice. Perfect.
Or keep a straight face. And I've always lived like this, keeping it comfortable. Distance. And up until now I have sworn to myself that I'm content with loneliness, 'cause none of it was ever worth the risk. But you are the only exception.
This is really the most extreme of her low notes. It comes with difficulty, but she chose to do it. She could have raised the song's key, but she didn't. Perfect. Perfect execution on her part.
Loneliness, 'cause none of it was ever worth the risk. But you are the only exception. You are the only exception. You.
Very beautiful. This note she hits with a break. She chose to sing the note, showing that it's really her extreme limit, that she wouldn't execute it perfectly. This brings originality to her.
Are the only exception. You are the only exception.
She also uses vocal fry. It's that roughness she adds when entering some notes. She uses this technique a lot.
I've got a tight grip on reality, but I can't let go of what's in front of me here. I know you're leaving in the morning when you wake up. Leave me with some kind of proof that's not a dream. Whoa.
So, this range is already at her highest extreme, where It makes sense since the song is a lament that at this moment it's a climax and she hit this high note not in falsetto with delicacy, but she comes in with a mixed voice, actually a head voice, even with belting, which I'm not sure if she uses or not, but there's a big volume again, so maybe she's using belting, but she has enough technique to maintain this uniform timbre. She changes the resonance, bringing into the head, projecting a more sound mass, not just in the mask, but mainly directed from the nose to the forehead, predominantly the forehead, and she executed it very well in tune, with volume, and timbre uniformity, both in the low notes and in this extremely high. Her execution was perfect. She also adds the yodel, which is an imitation of a certain sob from crying, where she does a depending on the note she's going to execute. So she has a small break where she goes into falsetto and it returns in milliseconds.
Wake up, leave me with some kind of proof that's not a dream. Whoa. You are the only exception. 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 And I'm on my way to believing. Oh, and I'm on my way to believing.
Only That's the vocal fry, which also brings, along with this placement she does here, in this middle region. In this middle region, the vocal fry also brings this feeling of comfort, of nostalgia too. Beautiful performance here by Rosé. My congratulations to her for delivery technically, although she doesn't have an extremely rich vocal technique, but within what she masters, she delivers with perfection. One of the voices I like the most in K-pop, because in fact she takes the risk to sing on stage, often without backtrack. I've never seen her singing with backtrack, actually. I don't know how it was in Blackpink, but her solo career is going really well, and she's showing herself as a singer who broke away from the Kpop standard to enter a standard that's truly more Western style in her singing approach, and also in the musical compositions she's been creating for her solo works. So if you enjoyed this reaction, this analysis, leave your comment and your like below. Subscribe to the channel to see more videos like this. Consider supporting financially through the super thanks button below or through the first pinned comment with the PayPal link. Alright, see you.